I was able to get above 200 in JAM in 2017 without studying. It has been said that you have to study so hard for you to be able to pass JAM effectively. But then, how was I able to do so? So in this video, I'm going to be sharing the tips, the practical steps, and everything I did for me to be able to get above 200 in JAM. So if you are just seeing this channel, you are welcome to Students Corner with me, Hope Adesua. This is a platform to promote academic excellence. We share tips, encouragement, opportunities to help students upskill. So 2026 JAM is around the corner. So for every candidate that has registered, tips I'm going to be sharing in this video is going to be very helpful in ensuring that you have a very good grade in this upcoming JAM. So in 2017, I was still in SS3 like most of you right now, and I just enrolled for JAM for the sake of enrolling, maybe just for me to practice. So I didn't really put in much effort, but I was surprised when my result came out and I did excellently well. As of then, it was excellent, but I gave myself a little time to reflect how I was able to do that. So one of the things I noticed I was able to do well was I maximized my strength and I worked on my weakness. And if you have been following this channel, you will not be new to this statement. So in my JAM, you know you are going to take 4 subjects, which is for me, I'm an engineering student. I took math, English, use of English, chemistry, and physics. My favorite subject as of when I was taking JAM was mathematics, and I had the highest score in mathematics. So this is what you do when you are taking JAM: learn to maximize your strengths and you work on your weakness. If you claim your favorite subject is chemistry, the least you should have in chemistry should be 70. The least you should have. So JAM, they work. Your total score is an accumulation of all you have in your 4 subjects. So all are over 100. So if you are very good in chemistry and you have about 80, and you are also, because as a science student, you can't afford to just be good in chemistry alone. You have to, maybe you are very good in maths, you are very good in physics. So imagine you have 60-60. That's how many we are talking about, 60-60. And then English is general for everybody, and you have 50. So that's the one thing that really helped me in my first JAM. I was able to get over almost 70 in mathematics. I was able to get over 50 in physics. Chemistry, I was able to get over 50. And English happened to be my lowest. I was able to get about 48 because English is not my favorite subject. But here come the shocker. In 2018, I got 234 in JAM. And now this is what happened. After my first JAM, I did not make my post UTME for engineering, and I needed to take my second JAM. And in that second JAM, chemistry happened to be the subject that I don't know. So I put in effort. I read chemistry like it was all I read, and I studied chemistry like it was all I was going to write. As of that time, during the period I left secondary school, chemistry happened to be my favorite subject. I put in energy. Guys, guess what? Over 234, I got 72 in chemistry alone. As of then, because I felt, I know maths and I like mathematics, so I didn't even put energy. And do you know what? My maths score dropped. I also put in energy in my physics, and my physics score went up. My English too, because I believe it was a weakness. I put in energy, and my use of English went up. So guys, one of the skills you need to have in passing your UTME, that's your JAM, is maximizing your strength. If you are doing government literature, use of English, and maybe CRK, as a Christian, you don't have any business failing CRK. You just have to ace it. Get above 70. In literature, get as an art student, maybe literature happens to be your favorite subject also. Put in energy. At least get about 60. We are talking about 130. So depending on the cutoff mark for the course you are going to. So maximize your strength. You see those your favorite subjects, ensure you get nothing less than 70 in two favorite subjects. That is 140. And the ones you claim that are not your favorite subject does not mean you don't know them. You know them, but you don't know them as much as you know those two favorites. So you can have maybe 60. We're talking about 250, 260 plus. So learn to maximize your strength and work on your weakness. Guys, what I found out after my first jam was I now knew that studying is very important. So when I got to the exam hall, so when I was in secondary school, I happened to be a very competitive person in nature, positive competition. Me and my classmates, we asked ourselves questions, we read. I was doing self-study as of when I was still in secondary school. I was not self-studying for jam. As I said, I just took jam just to test the waters, not really for the sake of I really want to. I had the intention to go to school. I just wanted to test the water. So I have classmates. We do talk. We talk about chemistry, talk about mathematics. Those simple. I attend tutorial too, like every other person, but they were not like the bedrock for my success. Yes, they were not. And I do tell anybody taking UTME or WAEC, tutorial is good, yes, I would advise you go, but largely 80% of the work you have to do it, which is studying. So is it true that you can effectively pass jam without studying? I will not agree, because you actually need to study. I noticed what I told myself is that I would have gotten more than 217 in my first jam if I had studied. I literally did not study. Another thing I did not do that really gave me that poor 217 in my first jam is I didn't even treat past question. I think if I did past question, should be one year, and it's physics. So because I did not read, I just felt and guys, guess what? I wasn't expecting to pass jam. I was expecting to fail. So that's why I after that I have to sit down and I reflected. What did I do wrong? Or what did I do best that gave me this score? So I'm not that person that will be like, oh, after all, I got over 200 in jam. No. I told myself, if I had done better, if I have read, if I had studied, if I have treated past questions, I would have gotten above that, even for my first trial. So basically, I just went with my head knowledge. Oh, they asked me a question on acid. I know acid now. And again, if you have been following my channel, you will know that I used to say this. God bless me with retentive memory. I tend to remember things. And so that was it for me in jam. Oh, the CV, okay, you mean this? And I was very, let me use the word, okay. I'm a very smart person when it comes to figures. So I was able to 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5, simplify square roots. So I could quickly do that. And that's why. But then, now, if you want to effectively ace your jam, your first UTME, number one thing you have to do is you have to study hard. You have, yes, I know you have known your strength and your weakness. It's one key thing in jam. Number one is your strength, your weakness. Number two is you have to study. See, there is no substitute to study in passing jam. As I mentioned some minutes ago, the thing that helped me is that I have retentive memory. I tend to remember stuff. I tend to remember things. I'm very good with number. I'm very quick to calculate. I'm a very spontaneous person. Like if you even know me personally, you will know I'm very spontaneous. Or most people don't know. They just say, oh, maybe I have it always thought. Yeah, I'm very spontaneous. Like I can easily generate answer to a particular question, and so that's what helped me. But I found out that if without reading I got 270, how much more when I read? So I'm pushing it to you that you have to study for you to ace this jam in this year 2026. See, 217 is a child's play. We've seen people get 280 something, 230 something, 250. What am I saying? We've seen people got 380, 375, 350. So having 200, 220 is still a child's play. And admission now is very, very competitive. So you need to do your best to ensure that you ace your jam very well. There's no time. You don't have time to waste. No need to test the waters. You are writing the first jam. Your mindset should be, I'm going to the tertiary institution. So when the second point I mentioned was studying. The third thing you need to do is practice past question. See, past question gives you this it prepares your mind. One of my video I did about tips for examination success, I mentioned it, which is practicing past question. In that video, I spoke extensively how past question helped me in my success during my undergraduate years. So the same thing for when it comes to JAM, practice past question. I remember when my sister was taking the first JAM, as I said, I'm a science student and mathematics happened to be one of my favorite subjects. So my sister was not very good in mathematics, but she had to take mathematics. And when I went through the past question for maths, I noticed there is this permutation question there, which I saw in one of the year. I think the year preceding the year she was taking, something like that. I can't remember. And I was like, okay, let me just put it through. I said, look at this permutation. This is very simple. This is what they are expecting. Guys, guess what? Exactly that question. They did not change anything. Exactly that question came out. So imagine if you have practiced a lot of years. Imagine if you have practiced enough past question. Don't you think it's going to be a walkthrough? So yes. So guys, if you are watching, if you've not subscribed by this time, please do well to subscribe, comment, like, and don't forget to share. Turn on your notification button so that when we share video, when we post video, you are able to be the first person to see it and juice out all that is in it. Okay? So yes, so that will be all for how I was able to get above 200 in JAM without reading. Should you not read for JAM? That's wrong. You will need to study hard in JAM. You will need to study. Having 250 is no longer news. We have people getting 370, 380. You can be the first person to get 400 in JAM. And so these tips, even in 3 years ago or 2 years ago, the lady that was interviewed on Arise TV for having the highest score in JAM, she was asked how was she able to do it. She mentioned that her reading schedule was so tight that she reads morning and night. And of course, hard work pays. She was the best or the highest JAM student in the whole of Nigeria in that particular year, and she got a lot of recognition, a lot of scholarship. And so if you are out there and you are thinking, oh, I want to take JAM but there is no sponsorship to further my education, that one, you shouldn't worry about that. Your focus should be coming out with good grade. That's one thing I always tell students. Focus on getting good grade and then sponsors is going to come. So if you have watched up to now, thank you so much. Again, this is Student Corner with me, Hope Adeswa. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you in my next video. Bye.